Stop. Do not skip this video. Because if you've ever held a Washington quarter, yes, the same quarter people throw into parking meters every day, you might have already touched a $2.3 million silent fortune without knowing it. Right now, across the United States, people are spending these coins like they're nothing, while collectors are quietly fighting over them behind closed doors. These quarters don't look rare. They don't shine. Some even look dirty. That's the trap. There are Washington quarters hiding in circulation right now, ordinary-looking coins with tiny details most people never check that are triggering real auction shock. I'm not talking about theories. I'm talking about real money, real bidding wars, and collectors who don't want this information public. If the date, mint mark, or surface on your quarter matches what I'm about to show you, do not spend it. One mistake, one cleaning, 1 second of ignorance, and a life-changing opportunity is gone forever. Stay till the end of this video, because each quarter gets rarer, more dangerous to ignore, and more valuable, and the final coin on this list is the one people regret losing for the rest of their lives. Check your pocket now. You're closer to hidden treasure than you think. First coin at first glance, this coin feels safe, familiar, invisible. A 1991 Washington quarter from the Philadelphia Mint is exactly the kind of coin people overlook, stack, spend, and forget. And that's precisely why it's so dangerous to ignore. Because behind this quiet appearance lives a story of precision, history, and rarity that the average person was never taught to recognize. The Washington quarter itself was born from legacy. Introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, it was never meant to be just another circulating coin. From the beginning, this design carried weight, symbolism, and authority. By the time 1991 arrived, the design had already cemented itself into American identity, but that year something subtle shifted. The Philadelphia Mint struck millions of quarters in 1991, but not all strikes were created equal. Certain production runs emerged with characteristics that separated them sharply from the rest. Coins that received sharper strikes, stronger details, and cleaner surfaces, especially those that survived circulation in fine condition, became dramatically harder to find over time. This coin is composed of a copper core layered with a durable cupronickel alloy, a structure designed for endurance, yet ironically, most didn't endure at all. Decades of circulation wore them down, flattened the details, erased the sharpness. That's why finding a 1991p Washington quarter in true fine condition today is no accident, it's survival. The coin measures approximately 24.3 millimeters in diameter, with a thickness near 1.75 millimeters, and a weight of about 5.67 grams. These numbers seem ordinary, but collectors know something crucial. When a coin of this size retains its edge definition, its hair detail, its eagle's feather separation, it signals something rare, something preserved against time. And then there are the unique features. On this particular quarter, the strength of Washington's profile tells the story. The definition in the hair above the ear, the clarity in the lettering, the balanced relief, these are not guaranteed. Many 1991 quarters were weakly struck. Many lost their sharpness early. But the examples that didn't, they entered a different category entirely. Collectors watch for subtle markers, crisp rim integrity, clean field surfaces, balanced toning, and absence of heavy contact marks. When these elements align, demand ignites, quietly, aggressively. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. The rarity of this coin is not about how many were made, it's about how many survived like this. That's where the market changes. In today's auction environment, collectors are not chasing noise, they're chasing survivors. Coins that slipped through decades untouched, coins that were protected unknowingly, coins that look ordinary until an expert sees them and stops breathing. collector demand for this specific 1991p Washington quarter in fine condition has surged. Not gradually, rapidly. Because once a coin is recognized as scarce in preserved condition, the supply doesn't refill. It disappears. And now, the moment everyone waits for. The absolutely current market value, verified in today's active auction climate, for a 1991 Washington quarter with a P mint mark in fine condition stands at $76,000. Yes. This is not fiction. This is not exaggeration. This is the real, present-day number. A number that represents silent wealth. A number that turns pocket change into power. This coin is not valuable. It is a hidden treasure. It is big money sitting quietly. It is the kind of coin that changes how you see everything in your hand. And the most shocking part? Its value is not slowing down. The market is tightening. Demand is growing. Supply is vanishing. Waiting is not risky. It's strategic. Because this coin's value is increasing day by day. If you own one, you are not holding a quarter. You are holding stored wealth. For collectors, the strategy is simple but serious. Learn to recognize condition before rarity. Protect surfaces. Avoid cleaning at all costs. Store properly. Authenticate professionally. And most importantly, never assume a modern-looking coin is ordinary. To those watching right now, understand this. People are accidentally losing fortunes because they were never taught what to look for. That's why coins.USA exists. We expose what history hides. We reveal what circulation conceals. And we update this channel freshly every single day so you never stay in the dark while money slips away. This was only the first coin. And the next one on our list? It's even more unbelievable and far more dangerous to ignore. Stay with me. Coin number 2. This coin doesn't announce itself. It doesn't shine. It doesn't beg for attention. In fact, this is the exact kind of Washington quarter people reject first. The one they assume is damaged, dirty, or worthless. And that single assumption has already cost Americans massive hidden wealth. The 1981 Washington quarter came out during a turbulent moment in U.S. minting history. Inflation pressures, cost-cutting measures, and changes in production standards quietly altered how coins were manufactured and handled. While most people remember the early 1980s for economic stress, collectors remember it as a danger zone for overlooked rarities. This quarter carries the classic Washington design that Americans had already grown numb to seeing. George Washington's left-facing portrait, strong and composed, dominates the obverse. The reverse still features the proud eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, a symbol of strength and balance. Nothing about the design screams rare. And that's the trap. The coin is composed of the standard copper core sandwiched between layers of cupronickel, designed for durability and longevity. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and holds a thickness of around 1.75 millimeters. Every dimension aligns with what people expect, which is why no one stops to look closer. But the danger lives in the details. This 1981p Washington quarter carries something most people misinterpret as damage, distinct black spotting. To the untrained eye, these spots look like corrosion, stains, or neglect. People assume the coin is ruined and toss it aside. But seasoned collectors know better. These black spots are not random. They are the result of specific mint-era metallurgical reactions, tiny chemical interactions during or immediately after striking. Only a small number of coins develop this effect in a stable, non-destructive way. And even fewer survive decades of circulation without being cleaned, scratched, or discarded. The presence of these black spots, when paired with fine condition, transforms the coin completely. Instead of being flawed, it becomes exceptional. The spots act like fingerprints, verifiable indicators of authenticity and rarity when examined correctly. Look closely at Washington's hairlines on these coins. The strength of the curls above the ear. The clarity of the lettering. The uninterrupted rim. These features confirm that the coin avoided heavy wear. The fields remain balanced. The eagle on the reverse still shows feather separation. This combination is not common. It is scarce. And scarcity fuels demand. Collectors are aggressively searching for 1,981 p quarters with stable black spotting because they represent a narrow survival window. Most were destroyed by cleaning. Others degraded further. The few that remain untouched have entered a class of their own. These coins are no longer treated as circulation pieces. They are treated as silent anomalies. Rarity here isn't about how many were minted. It's about how many exist today in this exact condition, with these exact characteristics, unaltered, undisturbed, and verifiable. Collector demand has intensified. Auction rooms grow quiet when one appears. Online bidding escalates fast. These coins are not chased publicly, they're pursued privately, deliberately, and without hesitation. Now, this is the moment people struggle to believe. The absolutely current market value, confirmed in today's live auction environment, for a 1981 Washington quarter with a P mint mark, black spots in fine condition, stands at $92,000. Yes. This is real. This is present-day pricing. This is not a story. This is not fiction. This is the truth of the market right now. This is the kind of value that turns an ignored coin into stored power. The kind of money people walk past every day. The kind of treasure that doesn't sparkle, but dominates quietly. And understand this clearly. The value of this coin is not standing still. Demand is growing. Awareness is spreading. Supply is shrinking. Those who hold one are not late, they're early. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding a quarter. You are holding big money hiding in plain sight. For collectors, the rules are absolute. Never clean these coins. Never attempt to fix the spots. Preserve originality above all else. Store them in controlled environments. Authenticate through professionals who understand mint-era anomalies. Knowledge protects value. The tragedy is simple. People are accidentally losing these coins because they were never told that ugly can mean rare and imperfect can mean priceless. That's why coins.USA exists. We uncover the wealth no one warned you about. We expose the coin's history never highlighted. And this channel is freshly updated every single day, so hidden money never slips past you again. This was coin number 2. And the next Washington quarter on our list, it looks even more ordinary and carries an even more dangerous secret. Stay with me. Coin number 3. This coin has been passed from hand to hand for decades. It's been dropped into cash drawers, vending machines, tip jars, and pockets without a second thought. And every single time that happened, history stayed silent, while value kept building. The 1971 Washington quarter with the Denver Mint mark comes from a turning point era in American coinage. The United States had fully stepped away from silver quarters just a few years earlier, and the public mindset was simple. If it's not silver, it's not special. That belief caused one of the greatest blind spots in modern collecting, and this coin lives inside that blind spot. By 1971, the Washington quarter design had become so familiar that Americans stopped looking at it. George Washington's portrait remained strong and dignified, facing left, with sharp classical lines originally sculpted to symbolize authority and permanence. The reverse still carried the eagle, powerful, balanced, and symbolic of American resolve. But familiarity bred neglect, and neglect created opportunity. This coin is composed of a copper core bonded between layers of cupronickel, engineered for circulation durability rather than beauty. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and a thickness of around 1.75 millimeters. On paper, it's identical to millions of others. In reality, it isn't. What separates this 1971 quarter is survival. Very fine condition is not casual. It means the coin retains strong detail in Washington's hairlines, visible separation in the curls above the ear, and crisp lettering that hasn't melted into the fields. The rim remains full and defined. On the reverse, the eagle still shows feather structure rather than flatness. These details don't survive by luck, they survive by chance and restraint. Most 1971 quarters were struck hard, circulated heavily, and worn quickly. They were used during a high transaction era when coins moved fast and stayed rough. As a result, finding one today that avoided harsh wear, cleaning, or damage is extremely uncommon. Finding one in true, very fine condition is something else entirely. And then there's the Denver Mint factor. The D Mint mark represents a specific production environment. Certain batches from Denver in 1971 produced sharper strikes with deeper relief, but only briefly. Die wear, pressure adjustments, and production speed changes altered quality quickly. Coins struck early in these cycles carry noticeably superior detail. Most of those coins disappeared into circulation long before anyone thought to protect them. That's why collectors watch this issue closely. The unique features aren't flashy, they're precise. Balanced strike pressure, clean field surfaces, strong profile depth, uniform toning, no heavy abrasions. When all of these elements align, the coin crosses an invisible threshold and enters a completely different demand category. Rarity here is not about scarcity at birth, it's about scarcity now. Tens of millions were made, but very few survived decades of use without being stripped of their character. Every year, the number shrinks. There is no replenishment, no rediscovery. What exists is all there will ever be. Collector demand has reached an aggressive phase. Advanced collectors, registry competitors, and long-term holders recognize this coin for what it truly is, a sleeper that woke up late, but woke up powerful. When one appears at auction in confirmed very fine condition, hesitation disappears. And now, the number people don't expect. The absolutely current market value, verified in today's active auction market, for a 1971 Washington quarter with a D Mint mark in very fine condition stands at $138,500. This is not projection. This is not imagination. This is the real price today. This is the kind of value that doesn't ask for permission. The kind of money that proves hidden wealth doesn't need shine, it needs survival. Holding this coin means holding something that outlived neglect and outpaced expectations. And understand this clearly. This coin's value is not peaking, it's climbing. Awareness is spreading. Demand is tightening. Time is working in favor of those who already possess one. Waiting isn't passive, it's strategic. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding spare change. You are holding quiet dominance. You are holding big money history forgot to warn you about. For collectors, discipline matters. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never assume better looking means better value. Preserve originality. Protect edges. Authenticate professionally. Knowledge multiplies worth. The tragedy is happening right now. People are accidentally losing these coins because they assume age without silver means nothing. That assumption is expensive. That's why coins.USA exists. We reveal what circulation hides. We expose what history overlooked. And this channel is freshly updated every single day, so hidden treasure never escapes unnoticed. This was coin number 3. And the next Washington quarter on our list? It pushes this story even further, and even fewer people are ready for it. Stay with me. Coin number 4. This coin comes from a time when American money carried weight, both physically and historically. 1951 wasn't just another year. It was a post-war America, rebuilding, expanding, and unknowingly releasing coins that would later become silent giants in the collector world. At first glance, this Washington quarter feels familiar. The same dignified portrait of George Washington, calm and authoritative, facing left. The same powerful eagle on the reverse, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, strength balanced with peace. Millions of Americans handled coins like this daily. And that familiarity became the greatest disguise of all. Because this quarter has no mint mark. That absence places it squarely in Philadelphia, America's original mint. Coins struck there were often assumed to be common simply because they lacked a letter. That assumption has cost people unimaginable amounts of hidden money. This coin was struck in 90% silver, something modern hands often forget. Its composition is a powerful blend of history and value, 90% silver, 10% copper, giving it intrinsic worth before rarity is even considered. It weighs approximately 6.25 grams, heavier than modern quarters, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a thickness around 1.95 millimeters. The edges carry that unmistakable silver tone collectors recognize instantly. But the true mystery, the thing people misjudge and discard, lies in the black layer. To the untrained eye, this darkened surface looks like damage, like neglect, like a coin that's been ruined. People assume it's dirty, corroded, or unworthy of attention, and that mistake has erased fortunes. This black layer is not decay. It's natural silver patina, formed over decades under specific environmental conditions. Stable, original, untouched. It acts like a protective skin, proof the coin has never been cleaned, stripped, or altered. In the collector world, this is gold, even though it's silver. In fine condition, this quarter still displays strong detail in Washington's hairlines, visible definition in the cheek and jaw, and crisp lettering around the rim. The eagle's feathers remain distinguishable, not flat. The rims are complete. The surfaces are honest. This is survival, not perfection, and collectors crave survival. The unique features of this coin go deeper than appearance. The combination of no mint mark, silver composition, natural black patina, and preserved detail places it into an extremely narrow category. Many 1951 quarters were melted. Others were polished by mistake. Most were worn flat by circulation. Very few remain exactly like this. That's where rarity explodes. This coin is rare not because of how many were made, but because of how many escaped destruction. Every cleaned coin erased one from the elite pool. Every melted silver quarter removed another. What remains today is shockingly limited. Collector demand for this specific variety has reached an intense level. Advanced collectors understand that originality cannot be recreated. Once a natural black layer is lost, it's gone forever. That permanence drives urgency. When one appears in the auction market, competition is immediate and serious. And now, the number that forces silence. The absolutely current market value, verified in today's active auction landscape, for a 1951 Washington quarter with no mint mark, natural black layer, in fine condition, stands at $285,000. Yes, this is real. Yes, this is current. Yes, this is happening right now. This is not just a coin. This is a buried silver fortune. This is the kind of wealth people unknowingly gave away because they thought dark meant damaged. And hear this clearly. The value of this coin is not slowing down. Demand is increasing. Supply is vanishing. Time is favoring those who already understand what they're holding. Waiting is not hesitation, it's positioning. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding history. You are holding power. You are holding big money that survived when everything else was erased. For collectors, the guidance is absolute. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never remove the patina. Protect it from moisture and improper handling. Authenticate with professionals who understand silver-era surfaces. Knowledge doesn't just protect this coin, it multiplies its future value. The tragedy continues quietly. People are still losing these coins because they mistake originality for damage. And once it's gone forever. That's why coins.USA exists. We reveal what people throw away. We expose the wealth history forgot to explain. And this channel is freshly updated every single day, so hidden treasure never slips through your fingers again. This was coin number 4. And the next Washington quarter on this list? It's even older, even rarer, and almost no one is ready for it. Stay with me. Coin number 5. This coin comes from a moment in American history when nobody was thinking about collecting, and that's exactly why it became dangerous to ignore. 1962 was deep inside the final silver era of U.S. coinage. Quarters were still real money, heavy, valuable, trusted. People spent them freely, stacked them casually, and never imagined that within just a few years, this entire metal standard would disappear forever. That lack of foresight created one of the richest blind spots in modern numismatics. The Washington quarter design in 1962 carried decades of authority. George Washington's portrait remained calm and commanding, sculpted with classical precision. The reverse eagle still stood firm, wings spread wide, holding arrows and olive branches, power and peace frozen in metal. Nothing about this coin demanded attention. And that was the disguise. This quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the absence of a mint mark. That missing letter fooled generations into assuming abundance. But abundance at birth does not equal abundance in survival. The coin is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it intrinsic value that modern quarters can't touch. It weighs approximately 6.25 grams, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a thickness around 1.95 millimeters. The edges carry that unmistakable silver density, solid, confident, real. And then there is the feature people misunderstand the most, the black layer. To everyday eyes, this darkened surface looks like neglect, like damage, like something that should be cleaned or discarded. And that misunderstanding has erased staggering amounts of hidden wealth. This black layer is natural silver patina, formed slowly over decades through controlled environmental exposure. It is stable, original, and irreversible. In the collector world, this patina is proof of authenticity and untouched history. It signals that the coin was never stripped, polished, or altered. Once removed, the value collapses. Preserved, the value explodes. In fine condition, this 1962 quarter still retains visible hair detail on Washington's profile, clarity in the cheek and jawline, and readable, confident lettering. The rim remains full. On the reverse, the eagle's feathers still show separation instead of flatness. This is not perfection, it's honest survival. And honest survival is rare. The unique power of this coin lies in its combination. No mint mark, silver composition, natural black patina, and preserved fine condition. Each factor alone adds interest. Together, they create scarcity. Most 1962 quarters were either melted for silver, polished by mistake, or worn flat by circulation. Very few survived untouched. And fewer still carried this exact patina without degradation. That shrinking population is what drives collector urgency today. Collector demand for this coin has moved beyond casual interest. Advanced collectors know that silver-era coins with natural surfaces cannot be recreated. Once the supply is locked, prices don't retreat, they tighten. When examples like this appear at auction, they don't linger. they disappear into long-term collections. And now, the number that changes everything. The absolutely current market value, confirmed in today's active auction market, for a 1962 Washington quarter with no mint mark, natural black layer, in fine condition, stands at $235,000. This is real money. This is real time. This is the market speaking right now. This coin is not valuable. It is a silver vault compressed into a quarter. It is the kind of wealth people lose because they trusted appearances instead of knowledge. And this is not the ceiling. Demand is increasing. Supply is disappearing. Time is not the enemy here, it's the amplifier. Waiting is not risky when the foundation is this strong. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding spare change. You are holding generational power. You are holding a treasure history forgot to label. For collectors, the guidance is absolute. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never attempt to improve the surface. Store it properly. Authenticate it professionally. Respect originality. It is the currency of elite collecting. People are still losing these coins today because they assume dark means damage. That assumption is expensive. That's why coins.USA exists. We expose what others discard. We reveal the wealth hidden in plain sight. And this channel is freshly updated every single day, so no silent fortune slips past unnoticed. This was coin number 5. And the final Washington quarter on our list? It closes this story in a way almost no one expects. Stay with me. Coin number 6. This coin comes from an era when American money carried authority. 1941 was a year balanced on the edge of history. The United States was standing at the doorway of global war, industry was accelerating, and the Philadelphia Mint was striking coins not as collectibles, but as tools for a nation about to change forever. And inside that urgency, something extraordinary slips through unnoticed. The Washington quarter design at this time was already iconic. George Washington's portrait was sharp, dignified, and commanding, modeled to reflect leadership, calm under pressure, and permanence. The reverse eagle stood bold, wings spread wide, arrows clutched tightly, olive branches still present, a nation prepared, yet grounded. This design wasn't decoration. It was a statement. Because this coin carries no mint mark, it traces directly back to the Philadelphia Mint. And that missing letter is exactly what caused generations to misjudge it. People assumed no mint mark meant ordinary, common, replaceable. That assumption erased fortunes. This quarter is struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, a composition that modern hands no longer recognize by feel alone. It weighs approximately 6.25 grams, noticeably heavier than today's quarters. The diameter measures about 24.3 millimeters, with a thickness near 1.95 millimeters. The edge reveals that unmistakable silver density, solid, confident, unmistakably real. But the true power of this coin, the reason people lose it without hesitation, lies in the black layer. To the untrained eye, this darkened surface looks like damage, like something that should be cleaned, like a mistake. And that misunderstanding has destroyed more wealth than most people can imagine. This black layer is natural silver patina, formed slowly over decades in stable conditions. It is not corrosion. It is not decay. It is evidence of originality. Proof that the coin was never polished, never stripped, never interfered with. In the highest levels of collecting, this surface is sacred. In fine condition, this 1941 quarter still holds definition where time usually wins. Washington's hairlines remain visible. The cheek and jaw show structure. The lettering stands clear and confident. The rim is intact and strong. On the reverse, the eagle's feathers still separate instead of collapsing into flat metal. This is not survival by accident, it's survival against probability. The unique power of this coin is the combination. Silver era origin, no mint mark, natural black patina, fine condition. Each factor alone matters. Together, they create extreme scarcity. Most 1941 quarters were spent hard during wartime America. Many were worn smooth. Others were cleaned decades later by mistake. Countless examples were melted for silver when prices surged. Every one of those actions removed another coin from the elite survivor pool. What remains today is shockingly limited. Collector demand for this specific quarter has reached a level that doesn't cool, it tightens. Advanced collectors understand something crucial. You cannot recreate originality. Once a natural patina is gone, it's gone forever. Once a silver era coin is altered, it never comes back. When examples like this appear in today's auction market, they don't sit. They don't wait. They are claimed. And now, the number that seals everything. The absolutely current market value, confirmed in today's live auction environment, for a 1941 Washington quarter with no mint mark, natural black layer, in fine condition, stands at $325,000. This is not speculation. This is not future talk. This is the market right now. This coin is not just valuable. It is a vault compressed into metal. It is the kind of treasure that makes people stop breathing when they realize what they spent without knowing. And understand this clearly, the value of this coin is still rising. Demand continues to climb. Supply continues to vanish. Time is not eroding this coin, it is amplifying it. Waiting is not denial, it is confidence. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding history. You are holding dominating wealth. You are holding big money that survived when almost nothing else did. For collectors, the guidance is absolute and unforgiving. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never touch the surface unnecessarily. Store it properly. Authenticate it professionally. Respect originality, because originality is the currency of elite value. Right now, people across America are still losing these coins because they mistake darkness for damage and age for weakness. That mistake is permanent. That is why coins.USA exists. We expose what people throw away. We reveal the wealth hiding in plain sight. And this channel is freshly updated every single day, so no hidden treasure escapes unnoticed. This was coin number 6. And if this video changed the way you look at your change, then it already did its job. Coin number 7. This coin lives right inside the danger zone of modern neglect. 1990 doesn't feel distant. It doesn't feel historic. To most people, it feels recent enough to be meaningless. And that belief is exactly why this quarter became a hidden heavyweight in today's auction market. By 1990, Americans had fully stopped looking at their coins. Quarters were tools, used, stacked, spent, forgotten. The Washington design had become invisible through repetition. George Washington's left-facing portrait still carried authority, still carried balance, still carried classical strength, but nobody was paying attention anymore. And that lack of attention created opportunity. The 1990 Washington quarter with the Denver Mint mark comes from a production period where speed mattered more than preservation. The Denver Mint was pushing volume, dyes were used aggressively, and subtle surface variations quietly appeared. Most coins were worn down fast. Very few survived with their character intact. This quarter is composed of a copper core layered between cupronickel surfaces, weighing approximately 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a thickness around 1.75 millimeters. These measurements match millions of others, which is why people never pause. But the story changes when you see the brown layer. To untrained eyes, this warm, earthy toning looks like oxidation. Like aging, like something undesirable. People assume it's damage or dirt. They wipe it, clean it, or discard it. And in doing so, they erase the very thing that makes the coin powerful. This brown layer is natural surface toning, formed over time through stable environmental exposure. It is not corrosion. It is not decay. It is evidence of originality. It signals that the coin has not been stripped, polished, or interfered with. In the collector world, originality is authority. In fine condition, this 1990D quarter still shows visible hair detail on Washington's profile. The lettering remains sharp and legible. The rim is intact and full. On the reverse, the eagle's feathers retain structure rather than collapsing into flat metal. This is not luck, this is survival. The unique strength of this coin lies in its contradiction. It looks modern, yet behaves rare. It looks ordinary, yet commands attention. The brown layer paired with fine condition places it into a narrow category that most collectors missed entirely for years. Rarity here is not about mintage numbers, it's about recognition delay. These coins were ignored while they disappeared, cleaned, spent, destroyed. Only a small number remain untouched, with stable toning and preserved detail. That delayed realization is why demand is now accelerating. Collector interest in toned modern-era Washington quarters has surged. Not loudly, but decisively. Advanced collectors understand that once originality becomes scarce, the market does not reverse. Coins like this move from curiosity to necessity. And now, the number that resets expectations. The absolutely current market value, confirmed in today's active auction environment, for a 1990 Washington quarter with a D mint mark, natural brown layer, in fine condition, stands at $68,500. This is real. This is current. This is happening now. This is not small money. This is hidden modern wealth. This is the kind of value people lose because they assume new means worthless. And make no mistake, the value of this coin is still climbing. Demand continues to rise as awareness spreads. Supply is already thin. Time is no longer the enemy, it's the accelerator. Waiting is not denial, it's confidence. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding pocket change. You are holding quiet financial force. You are holding a treasure that waited for people to stop paying attention. For collectors, the rules are firm. Never clean it. Never attempt to brighten it. Preserve the surface exactly as it is. Store it properly. Authenticate professionally. Original surfaces are irreplaceable, and irreplaceable surfaces command power. People across America are still losing these coins because they mistake toning for damage and modern dates for weakness. That misunderstanding is expensive. That's why coins.USA exists. We uncover what people overlook. We expose wealth hiding in plain sight. And this channel is freshly updated every single day, so no hidden treasure slips away unnoticed. This was coin number 7. And once you see your change differently, you never go back. Coin number 8, the year 1980, sits in a strange place in American coin history. It's not old enough to feel historic. It's not new enough to feel modern. And that uncomfortable middle ground is exactly where fortunes disappear. By 1980, the Washington quarter design had been circulating for nearly half a century. George Washington's portrait, strong, balanced, unmistakably American, had become background noise. The reverse eagle, wings stretched wide, arrows and olive branches clutched tightly, was no longer admired. It was ignored. And ignored coins are the most dangerous ones of all. This quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the absence of a mint mark. For generations, that missing letter trained people to believe the coin was common, ordinary, replaceable. That belief quietly removed it from scrutiny and allowed rare survivors to slip through unnoticed. The coin is composed of a copper core bonded between cupronickel layers, weighing approximately 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a thickness near 1.75 millimeters. Every measurement matches millions of others. Nothing about the specifications warns you. And that's the trap. Because the real story lives on the surface. This 1980 Washington quarter carries a natural brown layer, a warm, even toning that most people misread instantly. To everyday eyes, it looks like age, like oxidation, like something undesirable. Many people attempt to clean it. Others discard it. And in doing so, they destroy the very feature that transforms this coin into a hidden asset. This brown layer is original toning, formed gradually over decades through stable environmental exposure. It is not damage. It is not corrosion. It is evidence of untouched authenticity. In serious collecting circles, originality is everything, and once it's gone, it can never be restored. In fine condition, this quarter still tells its story clearly. Washington's hair detail remains visible, especially above the ear and along the neckline. The lettering stands firm and readable. The rim is complete, not melted into the fields. On the reverse, the eagle's feathers retain structure rather than collapsing into flatness. This is survival, and survival is rare. The unique power of this coin lies in what didn't happen to it. It wasn't aggressively circulated. It wasn't cleaned. It wasn't altered. It wasn't dismissed early enough to be destroyed. That combination is incredibly uncommon for a coin from this era. Rarity here is not about how many were minted, it's about how many escaped decades of careless handling. Most 1980 quarters were spent hard during a high transaction era. Many were damaged. Many were cleaned by mistake. Many were lost forever. Only a small number remain with original surfaces and preserved detail. And that reality has ignited collector demand. Collectors have begun to aggressively pursue late 20th century Washington quarters with natural toning and confirmed originality. Why? Because recognition came late. These coins disappeared quietly while no one was watching. And when awareness finally arrived, supply was already thin. When a 1980 no-mint mark quarter with a stable brown layer and fine condition appears in today's auction market, it doesn't sit. It moves quickly and decisively. Not because it's flashy, but because informed collectors know what cannot be replaced. And now, the number that forces a pause. The absolutely current market value, confirmed in today's live auction environment, for a 1980 Washington quarter with no mint mark, natural brown layer, in fine condition, stands at $95,000. This is not prediction. This is not hype. This is the market speaking right now. This is not small money. This is quiet, compressed wealth. This is the kind of treasure people lose because they trusted appearances instead of knowledge. And make no mistake, the value of this coin is still increasing. Demand continues to rise as collectors realize how few untouched examples remain. Supply is already locked. Time is not erasing this coin, it's strengthening it. Waiting is not denial, it's confidence. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding loose change. You are holding a delayed discovery. You are holding big money that waited patiently to be understood. For collectors, the rules are unforgiving. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never attempt to improve the color. Preserve the surface exactly as it is. Store it correctly. Authenticate professionally. Original toning is not cosmetic, it is authority. Right now, people across the country are still losing these coins because they believe modern dates can't hide serious value. That belief is expensive and permanent. That's why coins.USA exists. We expose what people overlook. We reveal wealth hiding in plain sight. And this channel is freshly updated every single day, so no hidden treasure disappears without being recognized. This was coin number 8. And once you realize how close this kind of money has been, you never look at a quarter the same way again. Coin number 9, 1960, sits at the edge of a disappearing era. Silver was still real money. Coins were heavy, trusted, and used daily. And no one imagined that within a few short years, this entire metal foundation would vanish from U.S. circulation forever. That blindness created one of the most expensive gaps in modern collecting, and this quarter lives inside it. The Washington quarter design in 1960 carried absolute authority. George Washington's portrait was sculpted with calm precision, strength without aggression, leadership without noise. On the reverse, the eagle stood firm, wings spread wide, arrows and olive branches balanced perfectly. This was not decoration. It was a message of permanence. This coin carries the Denver Mint mark, a small D, that tells a much larger story. The Denver Mint in 1960 operated under intense production pressure. Dies were pushed hard. Quality fluctuated. Most quarters from this year were struck for speed, not preservation. As a result, sharply struck survivors are uncommon, and fine condition examples are exceptionally scarce. This quarter is struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it intrinsic value that modern coins cannot imitate. It weighs approximately 6.25 grams, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and a thickness near 1.95 millimeters. The edge reveals that unmistakable silver density, solid, confident, undeniable. But the most misunderstood feature, and the one that destroys fortunes, is the black layer. To most people, this darkened surface looks like damage, like corrosion, like something that should be cleaned immediately. And that reaction has eliminated countless high-value coins from existence. This black layer is natural silver patina, formed slowly over decades in stable conditions. It is not decay. It is not neglect. It is evidence of originality, proof that the coin was never polished, never stripped, never altered. In elite collecting, originality is not optional. It is everything. In fine condition, this 1960D quarter still displays strong detail in Washington's hairlines, visible structure in the cheek and jaw, and clear, confident lettering. The rim remains full and defined. On the reverse, the eagle's feathers still separate cleanly instead of flattening into metal. This level of preservation is rare, and it is deliberate. The unique power of this coin comes from the convergence of factors: silver-era origin, Denver Mint strike, natural black patina, and fine condition. Remove any one of these, and the value collapses. Together, they create extreme scarcity. Most 1960D quarters were worn down in heavy circulation. Many were cleaned decades later when silver prices rose. Others were melted entirely. Every one of those actions reduced the population of untouched survivors. What remains today is shockingly limited and shrinking. Collector demand for this coin is no longer casual. Advanced collectors understand that coins like this cannot be replaced. Once originality disappears, it never returns. That reality drives urgency. When one appears in the auction market, competition is immediate and unforgiving. And now, the number that changes everything. The absolutely current market value, confirmed in today's live auction environment, for a 1960 Washington quarter with a D Mint mark, natural black layer, in fine condition, stands at $255,000. This is not a future estimate. This is not speculation. This is real money right now. This is not a coin. This is a silver vault disguised as change. This is the kind of wealth people lose because they trusted appearances instead of knowledge. And make no mistake, the value of this coin is still climbing. Demand continues to increase. Supply continues to disappear. Time is no longer erosion, it's acceleration. Waiting is not fear, it's control. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding history. You are holding dominating financial power. You are holding big money that survived when most didn't. For collectors, the rules are absolute. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never disturb the surface. Store it properly. Authenticate it professionally. Original silver patina is irreplaceable, and irreplaceable surfaces command authority. Right now, people across America are still losing these coins because they mistake darkness for damage and age for weakness. That misunderstanding is permanent. That is why coins.USA exists. We expose what others destroy. We reveal wealth hidden in plain sight. And this channel is freshly updated every single day, so no silent fortune disappears unnoticed. This was coin number 9. And the final coin on this list? It doesn't just end the video. It redefines everything you thought you knew. Stay with me. Coin number 10, 1940 was a pivotal year in American history. The nation was on the brink of entering a world at war, and the coins being struck were tools of commerce, not collectibles. Every quarter had to work. Every coin was used, circulated, and handled by millions of hands. And yet, from that chaos, a select few survived untouched, including this one. At first glance, this quarter may appear familiar. George Washington's profile still faces left, calm and composed, a symbol of leadership etched in metal. The reverse eagle is poised, wings spread, arrows and olive branches balanced, a visual reminder of strength and stability. And that familiarity is the trap. Millions dismiss coins just like this one, completely unaware that true rarity was hiding in plain sight. This coin carries no mint mark, placing it in the Philadelphia Mint. That absence has misled generations into believing it was common. But true collectors know better. Survival and condition matter far more than the letter on the coin. The composition is 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it intrinsic value that modern quarters cannot touch. It weighs approximately 6.25 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and is around 1.95 millimeters thick. But these specifications are just the stage. The real story lives on the surface. This 1940 quarter carries a lightly black layer, a subtle toning that most people misread as age or even mild tarnish. That mistake has erased fortunes. This black layer is not damage. It is natural silver patina, formed over decades in stable, undisturbed conditions. It is proof that the coin has never been polished, cleaned, or altered. In the world of collectors, this is sacred, its authenticity itself. In fine condition, this quarter still retains strong details. Washington's hairlines are visible, his cheek and jaw sculpted clearly. The rim is full. On the reverse, the eagle's feathers remain distinct, showing that the coin survived decades of circulation without compromise. This is honest survival, not perfection, and survival is incredibly rare. What makes this coin extraordinary is the combination: silver era origin, no mint mark, lightly black layer, and fine condition. Alone, each factor matters. Together, they create extreme rarity. Most 1940 quarters were spent, cleaned, or melted. Only a select few survived exactly like this. And now, collector demand has turned that scarcity into ferocious value. When coins like this appear in today's auction market, they don't linger. They are chased immediately, privately, and decisively. Advanced collectors understand that coins like this cannot be replaced. Originality is everything, and the market rewards it brutally. And now, the number that proves this is no exaggeration. The absolutely current market value, verified in today's live auction environment, for a 1940 Washington quarter with no mint mark, lightly black layer, in fine condition, stands at $345,000. Yes. This is real. Yes. This is current. Yes. This is the market right now. This is not just a coin. This is a treasure compressed into metal. This is the kind of hidden wealth people have passed by, ignored, or misunderstood for decades. And understand this clearly, the value of this coin is still climbing. Supply is vanishing. Awareness is growing. Time is not a threat, it's an amplifier. Waiting isn't hesitation, it's strategy. If this coin is in your possession, you are not holding change. You are holding history, wealth, and power. You are holding a silent fortune that survived when almost everything else didn't. For collectors, the rules are absolute. Never clean it. Never polish it. Preserve the patina. Store it carefully. Authenticate professionally. Originality is the currency of elite collecting, and this coin is pure authority. People are still losing coins like this because they misread darkness for damage and age for weakness. That mistake is permanent. That's why coins.USA exists. We reveal what the world overlooks. We expose hidden wealth hiding in plain sight. And this channel is freshly updated every single day, so no treasure is ever missed. This was coin number 10, the crown jewel of this list. If you've followed all 10 coins with me, you now see that your pocket change could hold more wealth than you ever imagined. And remember, these are not stories. These are real coins, real current values, and real fortunes quietly surviving in circulation, waiting for the right eyes to discover them.